On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
But that was something I really had to check. Like, bro, you got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, you know, tuning up every time. You know what I'm saying? This woman expressing herself about something. Listen, shut up and listen. What old girl told LeBron, shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying? I got to shut up and listen. And me sitting back
No, you don't.
listening
No, you don't, bro.
really helped. No,
You
I,
really
I, I
don't.
know where you coming from.
You
I
really
know you.
don't.
I hear you.
You know what's
But
best for your family. Like it's okay.
no,
It's
you
okay
right.
to consider. It's okay to consider the advice, but at the same time, listen, bro. At some point, you're gonna have to make the decision based off of what you know is best for your family, not based off of any consensus. Like it's okay to consider the advice or to acknowledge that people have some additional insight, but ultimately, you the king, bro. You got to
I
make
hear
the
you.
decision based off of what's best for your household.
Our first topic for tonight is going to be were alpha males beta before becoming alpha? Were alpha males beta before becoming alpha? This is a very important topic because not all men were born alpha. Some men had to learn a lesson before they became alpha. Some men claim to be alpha but still have beta tendencies. Some men are beta but need to know that there is still hope. Before we get started, I want to kind of go around to see if I can get you guys not perspectives, but you guys' definition of alpha and beta. Start with you, Josh.
All right. First of all, let me start by saying I don't think that alpha is something that you can just decide to become or necessarily make yourself. It's one of those things that I feel like it's in you, not on you. So I mean, I feel like it's not one of those things you can just become. And what I see it as from a definition standpoint is just being at the top level in a multitude of ways, not just, having, prowess or expertise at one thing, but having enough of what's needed in society to put yourself at the top level and separate yourself from everybody else.
All right, Anton, I want to get your definition before we dive into this topic of alpha male and beta male.
You sure you want to go with me first?
Yeah, I want to go with you.
Um,
I just want to hear your definition of the alpha and beta male.
Because I'm not one to pull punches, so I just think that beta men are weak. They're generally waiting for opportunities to be given to them. They don't have really good survival instincts. They look for validation from other people, especially women, in order for them to, you know what I'm saying, be able to feel as though they can do something with everything that they have. They look for validation in everything that they do versus an alpha male is not only a survivor, but they're usually the people that thrive. They're the people that beta males usually subject themselves to, whether they want to or not. And alpha men are leaders. Like, I think I don't want to go into it too deep. So ultimately what it comes down to is that alpha men are the men that you look to for leadership, and beta men are usually the men that subject themselves to everybody else's definition of whatever it is that they feel who they are at that specific moment. Just to sum it up.
All right. Tawana, I just want your definition and your opinion of a alpha male and beta male.
Oh, I don't have a definition or opinion. So I will go with what you guys are saying. That
alpha. Well, I just want to know what comes to mind when you think of alpha and beta male.
What comes to mind?
In your own words.
Alpha means first, so leader, right? So
that you can use descriptions like alpha me, Gino from last week, beta. You know how it goes.
Beta is secondary, right? It's like the person who looks up to the alpha probably wants to be an alpha, maybe wants to exhibit those characteristics, right? So I guess I can have consensus with the definitions that's been said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lando, I want to get your definition and your opinion. Alpha male, beta male. Describe them.
My opinion on that. I mean, it's kind of simple for me. I was raised by a single mother, and she was very transparent. You either gonna be weak or you gonna be strong. Growing up in Chatham, that's exactly like passionate about raising me and my younger brother. And in her words, you can't be soft over here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tough love. You're gonna get a lot of love, but it's gonna be tough. You know. So for me, and I hate to put it like this, but I can only be honest. You know, an alpha man for me is someone who's strong. You know, someone who know how to survive. You know what I'm saying? And the beta is just passive aggressive. You know, typically soft. You know, from my perspective. You know, that's just how I view it, honestly. But we can blame my mother for that. We gonna blame my mother for that.
All right. So we're going to dive into this topic. Were alpha males beta before becoming alpha? Josh, I want you to go ahead and answer that question for me.
Like I mentioned before, I don't feel like it's something you can just opt to become or something that, just kind of happens at random. I feel like it's something that you have to kind of have in you already. Because the thing is that if you were, broke or whatever, or dusty or whatever, and then you all of a sudden get a bag, that's not going to make you alpha. Or if you were goofy and you all of a sudden took a self-defense class and lifted some weights, you're not going to become, an alpha at that point. So the thing is that it's part of who you are, in my opinion. It's not something you can just make yourself. It's something that you can become, but I don't necessarily think you can decide, tomorrow I'm going to be this and become it.
Okay. Anton, I'm coming to you next. Were alpha males beta before becoming alpha?
No, I just think it's a clear distinction. I agree with Josh to an extent, in that it's just instinct, like it's in you. But I think that at the same time, it takes certain things to get out of you. So a lot of times, like if you find a guy, right, and he was raised a specific type of way, the thing that I disagree with Josh is that a lot of the people that we consider goofy is actually some of the realest dudes. It's the dudes that don't necessarily subject themselves to the idea of what other people feel about them. So it's not what our perception in the Black community or our culture traditionally champions as alphas, right? It's an instinctual behavior by which you operate. Like it's confidence. It's the way in which you move. And that's why you see a lot of these dudes that was raised by their mom, not all of them, but a lot of dudes that was raised by their mom, they genuinely move a specific type of way that does not align with how real men move. And I think that the problem in society today is that technology has blended or made things so easy that it's hard to be able to identify and separate real dudes and alpha dudes from beta men, because there is no survival by which you have to truly and abide by in order to really show who's thriving and who's not. You know what I'm saying? You can be successful, or you can get a bag, or you can become successful in certain type of ways that don't force you to really go through the fire, but it's really trial by fire in a lot of ways. And you can see it when dudes show up or they're faced with certain circumstances, or even in their relationships, the way in which they operate and subject themselves, or how women subject themselves to them, will instinctually show you in a lot of instances, and we'll unpack it, right? But it'll instinctually show you in a lot of instances whether or not a guy is alpha or a beta. And I think that a lot of women on these chats and that subscribe to our YouTube channel that really want to date me, that don't want to say it out loud, but they mad because they don't really have access to me. What happens is you'll see it when it happens in person. Like when you show up in person, this same smoke that they may have for you online is different. They gon' wilt. They gonna subject themselves to everything that I have to offer, and women will naturally follow you when you're on your game. And so I don't think that it's necessarily easily identified as a goofy dude or something like that. I just think it's instinctually how you operate within your own mindset to be able to survive, thrive, and not subject yourself to the idea of what society, or more or less women, feel like you should do, because women don't even know what they want most of the time, bro.
Tawana, were alpha males beta before before becoming alpha? In your opinion?
You know, I'm gonna answer this to the best of my ability, but let me just say this about this alpha versus beta debate. You guys, like, this thing reminds me of the feminist movement. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. And the way it divided women, because okay, we picked the domesticated women versus the working woman, y'all do the exact same thing to men. This is ridiculous. So let's just go back, okay? Because before the 1960s, humans were not even being referred to as alpha. That is like something that was restricted to primatology. So you guys are really using something that they used to describe primates to describe men. Okay, so let's go back to that. I just want people to know that. Okay, so yes, in these primate cultures, there's this social hierarchy and there's this dominance because you got to get to the top. So men in not men, but male primates, they use their strength and their power to earn this title, right? So I guess that's what men want to mirror. Y'all want to be like primates. Okay, so let's talk about this. That's what y'all want. Y'all want to listen to a Dutch primatologist that created this whole alpha male thing, right? So he this is the first time that it was ever compared to humans, was when this Dutch primatologist did it. And he didn't even mean it in the way that we interpret it. So then this white man, just like feminism, the white wealthy women created feminism. Guess what happened? These white men created this whatever y'all want to call this manism. I don't know what the hell y'all gonna call it, but it's definitely a movement. It's definitely a movement that y'all moving to. Okay. And so what they did was they used he used some stuff called like some pickup artists. And pickup artists are like these people that are like self-proclaimed to be like, oh, seduction, and they get, sexual success by being with women. And so we have like really become like addicted to social dominance.
I don't care.
We want social dominance, right? So yes, we share characteristics from primates, but we are also way more complex. And humans have way more social groups. So it's impossible for you guys to define one universal alpha. I'm sorry, you just can't. You can say this, oh, I'm this, that person, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay. Secondly, we as humans, we don't even rely on aggressive dominance. So that's just not what we do. We're more cooperative. We're more social than that. So let's discuss how alpha, you guys don't even match like the behavior of other species that you're trying to emulate, I guess. I'm just saying that y'all are being like primates. Okay, so.
But we are primates. That's really what we are.
Fine. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to be like chimpanzees and gorillas. We can, let's go there. Okay.
What?
Non-human alpha males.
Really?
No. Non-human alpha males also have a corresponding alpha female. And she has the same level of dominance and control.
There's no such thing as an alpha female.
You all don't even have respect for dominance.
No, it's no such thing.
Okay. Primates, let's just, when you go back and you look at primates and you look at their culture and community, you'll see that there's always a dominating female that's with the primate. Okay. And Josh is shaking his head because he knows it's true. And so
he knows what is true.
That's what happens in this culture. You all don't even recreate this alpha mentality correctly. That's why I'm just debunking this whole idea that there's some alpha men out here. Yeah, okay. Like, you guys are trying to emulate a community, but you really don't know completely like what it takes to be alpha. We don't even approach things in that way. So I'm just going by what I see in society and what I know about this term. And I think that a lot of you men use it.
You don't believe that.
You guys use that. I know that there are great men, there are dominant men, there are amazing men out here. But do they refer to themselves as alpha?
But it don't really matter it don't matter what term you give it though. The ultimate, like, we can label it L versus B, like whatever you want to label it. There are men that are weak and there are men that are strong, and weak men
But
look
there's
for
only one.
validation.
Okay,
You can label it what you want us to say.
Okay, well, here. This is my segment. So let me just talk about my experience.
What?
There's only one alpha per community, right? So you got to destroy the alpha to become the alpha. So there's going to be more people who are not alpha, who you have to, you have to follow the leader, and you cannot all be in control. So beta, the way you describe beta, it's probably more beta men in the world than any other man, because at the end of the day, it can only be one leader.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. So
I'm gonna have to go to.
So now you want to move on?
No,
Because
I don't.
I ain't talking about what y'all about to talk about.
No. I thought you was coming to a
No. This alpha thing is superficial.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say.
All right, Lando. Where alpha males
Tawana ain't having it.
Where alpha males beta before becoming alpha.
Something else.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna piggyback off Anton, man. He said he spoke on something that truly hit home for me. He stated, he said, I'm gonna try and repeat it at my best ability. I think he said something about a lot of guys being raised by single mothers. A lot of us do things. Basically, we be flawed in a lot of areas, but we think it's okay, and that hit home because as of recent, in the relationship I'm in, I have a tendency of how can I say this, being over alpha, meaning she can be telling me how she feel, but honestly, bro, I'm disregarding it because, oh, you being too soft, woman up, and that's not, nah, you know what I'm saying? I got to understand her position and where she's coming from, not saying I got to be henpecked and, oh, okay, well, whatever it is you like or want, I'm attentive to that. Sometimes I take, my being a man, just, I can be over the top with her sometimes, as far as just not truly taking the time to listen to why she's feeling the way that she's feeling. You know what I'm saying? And the whole beta thing, I think I focus so much on not being that soft guy, whether it's around her, whether it's with and I have to be careful because I got a daughter too. So it's like, man, I'm always this tough guy, around them, and not necessarily a tough guy, but I'm always, what I'm saying, the man that I feel I should be, which is a strong man around them. I feel like I'm a great representation of that, but it's certain things I have to understand with dealing with two women in my household. Like, it's okay to, pipe down your alpha a bit. It's okay to pipe it down and take in, what they saying, and how they feeling, so I definitely agree with Anton when he said that, man, like that was something. And I had this conversation with my mother, like, man, you raised, I feel like my mother did a great job with me and my younger brother, but I also feel like she raised us to be so tough because my father wasn't there, so I feel like she was trying to overcompensate with that, and she just made us she had us a little too strong, if that makes any sense. But for the most part, it was something I had to really sit back and be like, man, I'm really flawing this area, when it comes to, my lady and my daughter. They see me as, this dominant being, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you got to take it, you got to pipe it down sometimes and truly listen to, why your lady feeling this way about, and it can be something small, and I can be, oh man, you tripping. It ain't, and a lot of us men think most of the time when a woman talking about something or expressing herself about something, she tripping, so it was something I had to check myself on. And self-evaluation is the best evaluation, man, from my perspective, but that was something I really had to check. Like, bro, you got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? You can't be, tuning up every time, this woman expressing herself about something. Listen, shut up and listen. What old girl told LeBron, shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying? I got to shut up and listen, and me sitting back listening.
No, you don't, bro.
Really help.
No, I
know where you're coming from.
You really don't. You know what's best for your family. Like it's okay.
No,
It's
you're
okay
right.
to consider. It's okay to consider the advice, but at the same time, listen, bro. At some point, you're gonna have to make the decision based off of what you know is best for your family, not based off of any consensus. Like it's okay to consider the advice or to acknowledge that people have some additional insight, but ultimately, you the king, bro. You got to
I
make
hear
a
you.
decision based off of what's best for your household.
All right, Josh.
I like that, Todd.
We not. Listen, I brought the hoodie. I wanted to be conservative. I wanted to, be clean and all white as an angel today. But I got the hoodie just in case. Because Tawana, I thought you was gonna play it nice today.
No, I'm
But
not.
I will bring out hoodie Anton in a minute. Not without even thinking about it. I'm not having it. I'm not having
Tawana
it.
with it.
All right, Josh.
The animals not supportive
Like,
of
as
food.
Tawana was explaining her point earlier, she said that you were shaking your head, that you was agreeing with her.
I
Was that true?
I was just joking. I was just joking.
You know what? I mean, I understand where she was coming from because, I mean, that's the most practical application of alpha dominance that is out there. That is pretty much what it's based on. There's a hierarchy. The thing is that as it relates to this whole alpha beta male thing with humans in modern society, I mean, who doesn't want to be at the top level? Who doesn't want to, be in the position that, the alpha male is in? But the thing is that we live in a society with so much, we live in a first world society. So where do we really have to determine who the silverback in the group is?
Me. I'm the silverback. Like I'm not conforming to what society affords me. I go out and make my own way. I create the narrative. I determine how things are gonna go, and then everybody else adjusts around me. When I walk into a room, people shut up and wait for me to say something before they respond. It's a difference. It's everything about you. It's your aura. Like I don't care about the state of society. It don't matter to me who become president. It don't matter to me who the city council is. I'm gonna go out and get it. I'm gonna hustle. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna control the narrative, and then everybody else is gonna adjust around me, including all of the women and all of the dudes that want to be like me. And it's just like I said last show. Like with women, man, we not conforming no more. Like it's enough of that. It's enough of taking into consideration. It's time out for all of that. We're not doing none of that. I will put my hoodie on, Tawana. I'm waiting. I'm trying. I'm trying with everything within me to lead this hoodie out of the conversation. But I will put my hoodie on and transform into a whole other person.
Coming up in a couple months, you can put your costumes on all you want, but I'm gonna always tell my perspective. Okay, alpha men have the support of both women and men. They don't devalue or degrade. Like you talk about all these characteristics, but some of the things you do is anti-alpha. Bullying.
Who?
Anton.
Think I'm a bully? I don't think I'm a bully.
That's anti-alpha.
See, that's because you don't understand.
Because animals don't support.
Because you're a woman by nature, you're more nurturing. So it's almost like disciplining a child.
I am.
Like you look at it as
I know what a bully look like.
He's being the big bad bully to the children. In reality, I understand that child needs discipline in order to grow up to be a certain type of thing because he's gonna face certain things in reality. So it don't matter if they're a child or grown people, they still need discipline and they need it from the right person. I just so happen to be the one that have to carry that torch. I don't want to be the one to pull out my belt, but I will.
Be careful who you get who y'all get y'all advice from. I guess that's what I'll say. Be selective.
Listen,
that's all I would say.
You know what
I said what I said about the alpha beta debate. It's like the feminist movement. Y'all want to put
no, there ain't no movement.
That's exactly
we always been here. We always been controlling the narrative. And it don't matter how many of y'all get in positions.
Y'all got some rich white man who cannot, like, that's where y'all got this idea and ideology.
No, I'm a rich black man.
Y'all criticize women for following feminists, and then you do the same exact thing with this manism movement. Come on,
no, we don't criticize. We just say that they're not going to be able
I'm gonna give it a name. It's the manism movement. Go ahead. More power to y'all. Anton, are you going to be the head of this movement, or are we going to have JR do it? So we can just kind of, start again right now. Okay, I'm just saying. Go ahead. You know,
What?
I'm just trying to put it into perspective as to what you guys are teaching men about human behavior.
Every dude that follow in my footsteps have become a
He's
better
like
version
a
of himself.
gorilla and chimp. That's what he's.
Every man that's followed in my footsteps
That's
has
what they
become a
teach
better version of himself. They love me because they understand that the harsh words that I give them is for their benefit. I have to discipline my guys, and they understand that it's coming from a place of love. But at the same time, we grooming dudes not to move according to what women think, because y'all don't even know what's best for y'all. Y'all don't.
Well, some women don't get me wrong, but also men don't either.
Go ahead, JR. You do your thing.
We
I
all
thought this
get
was
that.
gonna be a night.
If everybody had their shit together, then
promise my
everybody would be
friends.
an alpha man like you.
I promised my
You
friends
wouldn't have no
today.
betas in here.
I promised all of the ladies that was saying I was disciplining too hard that I was gonna come back and be a nicer version of myself today. But that is obviously not in the cards because Tawana don't want to let me be great.
No.
So all right, we're gonna play this game.
Tawana don't let nobody be great, because alpha man, you just be great on your own. You don't need no woman to let you be great.
All right, so
you got it.
Yeah, right. You got it, baby. Because I ain't gotta let you do nothing.
All right, so we're gonna bring this topic. We're gonna bring this topic to a close. So you guys say that the question was, were alpha males beta before becoming alpha? So would you say that some are, Tawana?
I'm not answering that question. You move on. I don't have no answer for that question.
Why not?
It's the feminist movement. It's the new feminist movement. That's my answer.
Okay.
It's the new feminist movement.
Josh, bring this topic to a close. So are you saying that there's a possibility that some alpha males are beta?
I mean, I feel like maybe your alpha wasn't realized, but I don't think that somebody goes just from beta to alpha. I mean, like we've said before, I mean, it's about where you rank in the hierarchy. And a lot of that isn't something that you can just go and create for yourself. Some of it has to be with, what you have in you.
All right. And Orlando, last, you say that alpha males are beta before becoming alpha. Do you agree?
Man. I think
yes
I'm gonna pick you off. No.
All right.
Nah. Sorry, Tawana.
You gotta apologize to me.
No, I'm teasing. I'm just teasing.
Live for y'all truth,